Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Airtame webinar. We're super excited to be with you all today for the next maximum 30 minutes or so. My name is Jonas, and I'm one of the Airtame co-founders and also sit on the board. Been here, throughout the entire time, more than 12 years now. And let me pass it to Simon so he can also say hi.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Simon. I'm Chief Product Officer at Airtame. Been with the company for 11 years, and spend a lot of my time working with. I see also some of the clients on the call here and all of our customer base to figure out what we should add next into the Airtame platform. Now over to you, Jonathan.
Awesome, thanks, Simon. Hi, everyone. John Camposa here, Director of Sales in the Americas. I've been with Airtame for 6 years now, and I've probably worked with all of you at some point. So excited to speak with you today about Airtame Go.
Great. And as mentioned, we will be with each other for about 30 minutes maximum. There is 5-10 minutes, maybe even more, for questions. So please add yours either along the way and or towards the end, and we will make sure to cover as many of those as possible. Before we dive into Airtame Go specifically, just want to quickly introduce or reintroduce Airtame and the Airtame platform. It's an all-in-one platform for shared screens, as we usually say, covering easy wireless screen sharing from any device, digital signage, emergency alerts, video conferencing across all platforms, and all managed remotely from Airtame Cloud. So that is the full Airtame platform as of today. And it's widely used. So on a monthly basis, we power more than 145,000 screens or projectors across more than 4,000 schools. And collectively, you do more than 2 million presentations on a monthly basis and rate the experience quite well. And we're super happy about that, of course. We care a whole lot about ease of use. So the qualitative feedback in the form of rating is helping us to really make sure that we live up to that promise of being super easy to use. Quick trip down memory lane, but also context for today. I'll do this fast. Airtame 1 was launched in 2015, and it gave you screen sharing. While the screen sharing, it was a very affordable device, small form factor, also relevant for today. In 2018, we announced Airtame 2 that also gave you digital signage in addition to screen sharing. Then in 2022, we launched the Airtame Hub that also gave you video conferencing across Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, and WebEx. In 2024, we virtualized the platform, concretely meaning that you can run Airtame on your Android or Windows-based devices, such as touch displays, video bars, room PCs, etc. Just last year, we announced Airtame 3, the very powerful Airtame 3 device powering any use case. And today, or recently, we announced Airtame Go, and we're super excited about that solution. I don't think it's a secret to anyone that there's a lot of things happening in the AI world, and the pace in which AI data centers are being built are driving up the cost on especially CPUs and memory. So components are going up, forcing a lot of electronic manufacturers like Airtame to increase prices. But we wanted to do something to go upstream in this situation. Affordability has always been part of our DNA. We don't want to be a solution that you only use in a select few rooms. We want to be the one-stop shop so everyone can have the same experience and same easy experience across any space, any classroom. So that's why we have been working hard on this Airtame Go solution that is basically the most affordable solution on the market to enable screen sharing, signage, and emergency alerts. And with that, over to you, Jonathan.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, and just a quick shout out to Simon and the team. They've been cranking out amazing products year over year, so we salute you and your team, Simon, on delivering this. As Jonas mentioned, the Airtame Go package is really thinking about affordability and scalability for our schools. We partnered with Amazon on this. The enabler is going to be the Amazon signage stick. And that's going to be paired with a Ethernet adapter, which is always our preferred method of install, and a power cable, of course. What's not going to be physically in the box, but really delivering that Airtame experience is a 3-year core license that it comes paired with, as well as a 3-year warranty for your peace of mind. So when taking delivery, that's what you could expect. And then on the use cases that we're going to be able to support you with. So I view this as kind of the direct replacement or predecessor to the Airtame 2. When deploying this unit and provisioning it, you're going to have access to wirelessly presenting from any operating system. It doesn't matter if it's a Windows device, a Chromebook, or a Mac device. Walk into any classroom and present wirelessly. Your methods of sharing will be flexible as well. Very popular options currently are the Airtame desktop application. Our browser application, I think, might be creeping up as one of the most popular, maybe overtaking our desktop app. A mobile app for iOS and Android devices, and more flavors coming soon that Simon will talk about in a little bit. When they are not being actively used in classrooms for teaching, or if they're in public-facing areas such as your lunchrooms or hallways, you could use solutions like Google Slides, Canva, PowerPoint to show school-wide announcements. Or if you want to get really creative, a lot of our schools use the YouTube integration to show highlights of things like school activities, athletics, things like that. In the case of an emergency, Airtame Go will support emergency alerts, and you have two different ways of supporting it with Airtame. One would be the native Airtame alerting, but more popular, most of our customers are integrating with solutions like Raptor, Informacast, and Single Wires. So that way, once it's triggered in those systems, all the alerts that are necessary will go out to all Airtame-enabled displays that fall within the group that you want to send that communication to. So whether a teacher is screen sharing in a classroom or if it's in a public-facing area showing signage, it will take over that display, it will show that messaging, and then inform your students and staff on what to do. And lastly, most of our IT directors' favorite tool, the remote management. You will not lose access to that with the Airtame Go. You could remotely manage all of your Airtame fleet regardless of the device that's powering it directly from your desk. So to wrap things up on the use cases, the Go will support wireless screen sharing, digital signage, emergency alerting, and remote management at a price point below $300. I'm just going to reemphasize the team really wanted to dive headfirst into this project because most of the conversations we're having is how do we navigate budgets where costs are increasing on everything that you're buying right now. So I'm really excited to have this as an offering for you and your schools. And I'm going to pass it over to Simon, who's going to do a little bit of a deeper dive. Simon, over to you.
Thank you very much for the handover and for helping bringing this product out to the customers. I want to start briefly on why Airtame Go. Jonas mentioned it. Costs are rising, right? And we know that a lot of our clients, especially also in the education space, will be squeezed because maybe there are devices, one-to-one devices like Chromebooks or iPads or laptops for teachers that need to be replaced, and the prices have gone up. So we really wanted to focus on affordability and making a solution that you could get all of your classrooms enabled for wireless sharing so teachers can move around, teach in the power zone and not be stuck to the front of the room. And of course, also give students the ability to get on the screen. So cost was a huge thing. We partnered with Amazon back in October of last year to bring Airtame to the Amazon signage stick. And here we're actually taking it a step further. And we did that based on feedback from customers that had started adopting that product and had really, really good experience upgrading, for example, Airtame 2s to the signage stick with Airtame. And yeah, that's the second point. This device is very capable. Airtame 2 was a hugely popular device that we sold a lot of until quite recently. But as time goes by, hardware changes, right? And a lot has happened since 2018 with the Airtame 2 went into the market in terms of what small mini PCs or computers can do. And the Airtame Go is super capable for running screen sharing and signage, significantly faster than an Airtame 2 and using even less power than an Airtame 2. It's also small. It's easy to install, easy to fit into your projector, easy to fit into your screens. So the physical installation is really a breeze. And we have also taken some of the things that we developed for Airtame 3 with us to the Airtame Go. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about the zero-touch deployment later, but that's also a part of the Airtame Go package. So you can really easily set up many of these units if you have to roll out hundreds or even thousands of units at a time. And we wanted you to have the best possible conditions for success. So we made sure that everything you might need for a successful installation is in the box that you get from us when you order the Airtame Go. And what that overall means is that Airtame Go is really the most affordable screen sharing and signage solution on the market, made specifically for schools. It's the perfect setup for your classroom or your hallway signage, etc. So we're excited to hear the feedback as this rolls out. A little deep dive on what is in the package that you actually get when you order an Airtame Go. There is, of course, the Amazon signage stick, as Jonathan mentioned. It comes pre-provisioned and with the Airtame application pre-installed. So all you really have to do is to pair the unit to your Airtame cloud account, and then you're ready to go. There's an Ethernet adapter in the box, and we really strongly recommend that you connect to your network using this Ethernet adapter, since the cabled network connection is easier to set up, but also gives you a better and more stable performance over time. However, if you are going to use this unit on a wireless network, that's absolutely possible. And that is why there is a remote control in the box, because you'll be able to set it up on Wi-Fi using the included remote control. The remote comes prepared to your stick, so you don't have to do anything but just put in the batteries and then configure the Wi-Fi using the remote. There's a power adapter in the box and a power cable, so you can power up the unit. It's also possible to power the signage stick from a USB port on the TV, but of course you lose some of the manageability if you decide to go that route, because if the screen or projector is off, so is the stick, and that means that updating settings or waking up the screen using alerts or other features will not be available. So we do recommend using the included power adapter to power the stick. There's a little HDMI extender to make sure that the stick can plug into those screens where there's maybe limited space around the HDMI port. And of course, there's a user manual. And yeah, some of those who's been with us for a very long time might remember the HDMI extender from the Airtame 1 days. We had one of those in the Airtame 1 box as well. So that's a bit about what's in the box. And maybe now I will just quickly show a little bit what you get if you order an Airtame Go. So this is the little sleeve that will be inside the box with the remote control and the Airtame Go inside and the manual. And here you see there is this QR code on the sticker, basically. This is what you can scan to provision the unit into your Airtame cloud account. So scan that code, and then as soon as the device is powered up and on the network, it will actually go into your Airtame cloud account. That touches nicely on this. As I said, take out the unit, power it up, connect it to network, preferably over Ethernet, and then pair to your Airtame cloud account. Airtame will launch straight up onto the screen when you power up the unit for the first time. So you don't really have to do anything else than pairing it to your cloud account. If you scan the QR code, that's actually already done. And then you can start using the device, or you can deploy it for your end users to use the device. And from there, it's the familiar Airtame screen sharing experience. You can share from the Airtame browser app that you find on airtame.com/go, actually. You can share from the Airtame desktop application that's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, or you can share from the iOS and Android applications that you can get in the App Store or Google Play. So yeah, share the regular ways. If you are not familiar with Airtame, I suggest you go take a look at some of the YouTube videos or our website so you can see the full demo of some of the Airtame screen sharing experience. But it's very much the familiar experience that you know from an Airtame 2 device or another Airtame device if you already have Airtame in your organization. A little deep dive on features. So yeah, again, here I'm going to show a lot of detail, but you can go to our website or our help center if you want to learn more. You can also reach out to your Airtame contact if there's something I don't cover, or if you want to touch on some of these things again. But in short, comparing to an Airtame 2, as I mentioned, the Airtame Go is very capable. It's a very powerful device, and it supports, among other things, Wi-Fi 6E compared to Wi-Fi 5, so a newer Wi-Fi standard for connecting to wireless networks. And as mentioned a couple of times, the Ethernet adapter is right there in the box, so it's not like the Airtame 2, where you had to source an accessory to connect to the network over Ethernet. On the Wi-Fi element, there's one caveat to mention, is that currently the Airtame Go supports VPA2 and VPA3 PSK or personal, but at the moment not the enterprise version of Wi-Fi authentication. There are several ways to connect an Airtame device, whether it's an Airtame Go or a different one, to the network. And if you are using enterprise networks, Wi-Fi networks today, and you are wondering how do I get this unit on my wireless network in a secure way, please reach out to us, because we have network engineers in-house that are more than happy to explain what we have seen work with in other organizations and how you can keep everything secure and performant. So don't hesitate to reach out to us with questions around that. One question I've already seen has popped in, we can take it up front here, is PoE. So this is one difference to some other devices in the Airtame portfolio. Airtame 3, just like the Airtame Hub, both have PoE on board. PoE is not available with Airtame Go today. We are investigating options for PoE, so accessory products that could help you power the unit via PoE, but it's not something we have ready here and now. As mentioned, the power supply and the power cable is in the box along with the Ethernet adapter, so we highly recommend that you use the power source near to the device to power it up, or to power it from USB on the screen or projector if there is no other power source available. Moving on, screen sharing, I touched upon it. You can share from the Airtame applications, browser, mobile, or desktop. And I also saw questions coming in around what we often refer to as native protocols. So if you wish to share using Miracast or AirPlay or Google Cast, that is on the roadmap. It's actually in active development. So we are currently working on these protocols. As some of you know, we are doing that for Airtame 3 from the ground up in-house. And that same implementation will also be rolled out to Airtame Go. So in the very near future, we will start also including Airtame Go in the native protocol beta, and we will roll it out in the summer to Airtame Go as well, specifically Miracast and AirPlay coming first, and Google Cast being on the roadmap for a little bit later. Also, connecting to Airtame Go, today you will connect using the pairing code on the screen. So once you've set up your Airtame Go, you will have 5 digits on the screen. You go into the browser app, the mobile app, or the desktop app. You have to type the 5 digits to connect. But we are actively working and in development for other ways to find devices close to you so that it's fewer clicks and quicker to connect to an Airtame screen, and that will also come to the Airtame Go. And yeah, a little bit on performance. If you want to run Google Slides, very popular signage app with many of you I know, or Power BI, weather, other things like that, the Airtame Go is significantly more powerful than an Airtame 2. So you will see loading times improve, and generally the device is really good for signage. It's in the kind of in the name of the hardware, the Amazon signage stick, right? It is super capable for the signage piece. It also supports emergency alerts, meaning that if an alert is triggered, it will take over whatever's running on the screen, and we can also wake up the display overseas when that happens. So in short, it's a really capable device for classroom or signage use. On the management side, you can reboot the device from Airtame Cloud. You can set sleep schedules and reboot schedules from Airtame Cloud. And actually the firmware on the device is automatically kept up to date. So firmwares will be installed during the night. So you don't have to really do much to keep your device up to date other than just put it in Airtame Cloud. And as mentioned, zero touch deployment is part of the package from the beginning. So you can just scan a QR code to put it into Airtame Cloud. Wi-Fi setup, as I mentioned, happens not over Bluetooth like for an Airtame 3, but with the physical remote in the package. And dual screen and video conferencing is not something that this device is capable of hardware-wise, and therefore, if you need something for your meeting space where you have conferencing needs or other spaces, or dual screen, that is where you look to an Airtame 3 or to one of our virtual Airtame offerings on Windows and Android. So absolutely possible, the Airtame platform, but Airtame Go is a screen sharing and digital signage device. That was the feature overview for Airtame Go. We'd love to hear your feedback. We have heard really nice feedback from clients that already adopted this solution, and we're looking forward to hearing from a lot more of you. I want to wrap up by saying, of course, you can combine Airtame Go with your existing Airtame installation, be it Airtame 2, Airtame Hub, or virtual Airtame. So you can combine all the ways of getting Airtame on your screens. You might have Android-based interactive flat panels in classrooms where you can run virtual Airtame directly on the screen. Other rooms with projectors and simple screens where Airtame Go would be a perfect companion to get the Airtame experience and wireless screen sharing up and running. And if you have a conferencing space where you need video conferencing on Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, or WebEx, get either an Airtame 3 or run virtual Airtame on Windows or Android in those spaces, so you're good to go. So you can absolutely mix and match your Airtame deployment, and end users in many situations will not even notice that there's a different hardware behind the screen powering the experience. That was the wrap up from my side, and now I think we'll transition into the question section. I see we have quite a few questions put in.
Yeah, we have a lot coming in, trying to keep up with everything. So I think with your walkthrough, Simon, we covered the Wi-Fi, enterprise Wi-Fi side of things, also PoE and the native protocols. But if your questions didn't quite get answered by that, please ask again. But I think, Simon, you covered all of that. Maybe just to start with summing up the difference between Airtame 2, Airtame 3, and Airtame Go in 30 seconds. What is that?
That's a good one. Many things, but in short, if you are happy with Airtame 2, you should be overjoyed with the Airtame Go. It's overall, it does many of the same things, but it's a more powerful, capable unit at a lower form factor or smaller form factor. So in many places, if you want screen sharing and signage, Airtame Go is the product for you now. If you need dual screen video conferencing or PoE, then Airtame 3 is the best bet if you're picking an Airtame hardware. And then, of course, we have the virtual Airtame offerings for Windows and Android. So video conferencing, dual screen, and PoE are really the, you can say, big differentiators at a hardware level for the Airtame 3. It is a more powerful device, but again, for screen sharing and signage, the Airtame Go is capable.
Yes, great. And we have quite a few questions regarding emergency alerts and whether you can hook that up with Alertus, with Informacast, with Crisis Go, etc. So maybe talk a little bit about how we do emergency alerts, what's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So in Airtame Cloud, you have two ways of triggering an alert. You can do it manually, so you can go in and say, I want to run a fire drill on my screens and send that out directly from Airtame Cloud. But we also integrate with other providers through the Common Alerting Protocol, or CAP as it's often called. So you can set up an integration with your external emergency system, Alertus, Single Wire, Crisis Go, etc. And those systems will then notify the Airtame Cloud backend when an alert is triggered, and that will propagate to all of your Airtame screens, including Airtame Go. So if a teacher is screen sharing, the alert will take over and show up on the screen. If the TV is supporting CC, the Airtame Go will tell the TV to switch to the source where the Airtame Go is located to show the alert. So in short, we will do everything in our power to make sure that the alert is what's shown. If it's a non-critical alert, then there's a pairing code on the screen, so you can start your screen share again. Maybe it's a weather alert and you want to resume class. You can do that in a few clicks really easily. But in short, yeah, this is how it works. Two ways of triggering the alert, and then it shows up on the screen, either manual or through integrations.
Great. And then, Simon, we have a few questions regarding what happens after the 3 years. You mentioned it briefly, but maybe talk to what's actually what's kept after the 3 years if the subscription is not renewed.
Yes, very good question. So in many ways, there an Airtame Go is equivalent of Airtame 2 or Airtame Hub devices that you know. So you do keep screen sharing functionality and basic management functionality after the 3 years, even in the event that you do not renew the license. Of course, if you like our signage functionality, if you like the full scheduling features and the alerting features, then it is, you can say, a benefit to keep running a license, but you still can use your product for screen sharing. You still have basic management capabilities of the Airtame Go even after 3 years. I don't know, Jonathan, if you have anything to add more color to that.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll just add, if you have interest in seeing what that pricing looks like, we have different tiers of pricing depending on whether you're a commercial customer or an education customer. So just reach out to us and we can get you some numbers that you could use for budgeting in the future too.
Exactly. The hardware is yours to keep, and it'll keep working. So you can keep running the Airtame solution, and of course we recommend that you keep running your core subscription as well.
Unlike some others that will ask you to send it back. No one named, forgotten. Talk a little bit about the signage piece, Simon. People are asking, what can we integrate with? Do we need to create content within Airtame Cloud, or what's possible there?
Yeah. So the signage piece is to start from the beginning with license. Actually, like when you set up your Airtame Go, it automatically activates the 3-year license that we mentioned earlier. So you have access to set up content. You can set up a default playlist of content between our integrations. I can reveal that the most popular for our education customers specifically are Google Slides, Canva, that you can set up on the Airtame. But we also integrate with PowerPoint, with OneDrive, with YouTube, etc. So all of these integrations work on the Airtame Go inside of the Airtame platform. If you already have a content management system from another provider, such as Rise Vision or Yodeck or others, you can actually often take a URL from them and put it on the Airtame device, Airtame Go, through the Airtame Cloud. So we do support external CMS providers as well on Airtame Go if you already have a CMS provider. So the Airtame Cloud basically includes a light content management system that gives you both scheduled content and a default playlist of content with integrations. And if you have a content management system from another provider, you can almost certainly use it through the Airtame Cloud as well.
Great. And we'll just keep the pace here, make sure we cover as many as possible. Can you screen share to multiple Airtame Go's?
You can screen share to multiple Airtame Go's at the same time. The easiest way to do that today would be to open up the Airtame desktop application and type the pairing code of each of the screens you want to connect to. But this is, as I mentioned, as part of the roadmap section, we are working actively on making it quicker and easier to connect to screens. And especially when you need to share to multiple screens, this will be a very welcome change. So within the next couple of months, you will see some really nice changes coming out to how easy it is to connect to Airtame Go's, and especially if you need to connect to multiple screens. So it's possible even today, but it's going to become even better, an even better experience in the very near future.
Great. And then we have people asking for Kensington lock support or the lack
Yes.
of.
That is not something we have on the Airtame Go. So the product does not have a Kensington lock included. That is a difference from, for example, the Airtame 2. So yeah, that is not something that the hardware is enabled with. There are, of course, various ways to secure the device. I also will say, I know it looks very much like an Amazon Fire TV, the hardware, but it is not a Fire TV with the Netflix integration or YouTube or other things of that nature. So it is not a product you can use in your home really for anything. It is a commercial grade product that's made for classrooms, meeting spaces, and signage spaces. So yeah, it looks like a Fire TV, but it's not. Just to make that clear.
Great. We have a maximum 2 minutes left, guys. Have you seen anything that we should absolutely make sure that we cover as well? A few people maybe are asking for whether there will be an app for cloud management. So basically use your phone for cloud management.
Yes, I can say we are actively working on enabling Airtame Cloud in a better way on mobile devices. So that is something we have on the roadmap and that we're working on. Even though I don't have a timeline just at this specific moment.
Great. Maybe if I lose the remote, what do I do then?
So actually, you only really need the remote for the initial setup to connect it to Wi-Fi if you need Wi-Fi. If you are using it on Ethernet, you actually don't need the remote really for anything. So it doesn't matter much. One thing we do is to make sure that there is a label on both remote and the device that has a matching serial number. So it's easy to match which remote goes with which unit. If you completely have lost the remote or need help in that way, reach out to our support and we will help you out to get, you could say, back on track.
Perfect. I think that's the time we have for today. Hopefully we answered a lot of your questions. We will also make sure to follow up. We have feature requests. We have other things that we will follow up on directly. We will also be sharing the recording with everyone after this. And if you want the slides, you can also reach out to us. If you have other questions, reach out to your local representative, get in contact. We want to thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in.